What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Hard House, and we're sort of going to take a step up in terms of the intensity, both of the track overall and the Hoover work. This is another track, though, from 1999, and I'm comparing this to the remix, the BK remix of Odie 404's 9 Bar. But yeah, we're listening to another tune from 99. This is from the Tidy Girls EP on Tidy Tracks. Many people know the Tidy label, which had some sub-labels and the big player in like the house and trance and other scenes. In any case, we're going to listen to a tune by Lisa Lashes, one of the Tidy Girls, along with Rachel Auburn. I think, was it Lisa Pinup? I'm trying to remember all the Tidy Girls, but they were all like DJ performers who worked on tunes, I think, for the most part, with the guys that ran the Tidy label. I forget their names. There's two guys, I think, in particular. But yeah, I think a lot of the Tidy Girls records were written in conjunction. Yeah, it's with A. Mozart and A. Pickles were the Tidy Boys, and I'm trying to remember what their real names are. But yeah, I think they were often involved with the tracks by the different Tidy Girls. But yeah, Lisa Lashes, she's been around for a long time. I know she's like has a lot of like famous like mix CDs and does a lot of gigs and so on. But I really only know her work in relation to a couple tracks she did. There's another one she did, We Came, We Saw, which is another really good tune on Tidy. It's just like this one. It's like wicked, it's hard, it's driving. We'll get to that one at some point, and it samples Bill Murray in the first Ghostbusters, We Came, We Saw, We Kicked His Ass. In any case, we're going to listen to a tune called Lookin' Good. This was a track when I was first getting into Hard House, again, late 90s, which, it was like a year after I got turntables. When I first got turntables, looking for acid trance, looking for acid techno, but also like melodic trance and so on. And a lot of the first year, it was easier to find melodic trance than acid trance or acid techno. So a lot of my first, like, say, 100 records were kind of melodic trance, hard trance. But then again, like about a year later, I started to get into Hard House, in particular the Hoover, and especially Hoover mixed with acid Hard House. But I got this record down at a record shop in San Diego. I think it was like United Records. But when I got it, it was like, oh damn, like, I'm falling like head over heels for this sort of wicked style. And this became one of my signature tracks right at the time when I was starting to play parties. I'm pretty sure I played it at my first party. It's on the mixtape that I made in late 99 called Anger Management. I think the first side is up on my channel already. You can just search for DJ Shnootz Anger Management. I think that like picture is the cassette tape itself. Yeah, I think it's like the second track, maybe the third track on that. I think it's the second track. But bottom line, this was a go-to record for me for a couple years. And again, I eventually drifted back more to acid techno and acid trance. But during the first couple years when I was playing parties, late 90s, early 2000s, this was definitely a tune that I played a lot. So let's get it. This is Lisa Lashes, Lookin' Good. And we're going to hear a sample from the first moon landing from NASA Command Center or Control in Houston. So be prepared for that. I will say a lot of the tracks from this era, there's not really an intro. Like a lot of hard trance tracks, you still get an intro, so like you could use it at the beginning of a set. Now you can start a set with that. It might be a little like... It's funny though, I say that. I think the track I start Anger Management with, it's not all that different. I think it has like a slide-in synth and then it goes, but I think it starts pretty minimal too, so... It's just the flavor, I guess.
Well, in the approach phase, everything looking good.
Those little reverse beats, not only cool sonically, but great for
1,400 feet, still looking very good.
beat juggling. That caught my cat's attention. Like, what was that wicked sound? You should look at these. You should play with these, not consider attacking the record. Grinding bass line mixed with that ominous little stab.
Well, in the approach phase, everything looking good. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
priceless moment.
For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one.
To get people moving, for sure. Stab's gonna come back and then it's gonna triple. More like fill the bars. Wait for there's another layer coming in. There we go. Oh, the tension string. Just got goosebumps thinking about where we're going.
Looking good. Is everything looking good?
I have 2 copies of this record. I wonder. I think they're both about in the same condition. I've had them both for like 20 years. So. But there were a couple pops there. It makes me wonder if the other one is in slightly better shape. Right at the break, we're going to get another one of those like warped, extended Hoover riffs. And then madness. Oh, wait for it. And also there's a triple coming.
Is everything looking good?
Here it comes. Rising like hydraulic or ballistic. Like claustrophobic, like hanging on. And then
Looking good. Looking good. Looking good.
falling back down.
Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Is everything looking good? Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good.
Trying to think of what I mix into on my anger management tape.
Looking good.
I think it's into Brain Bashers. What is the track? Here It Comes? No, that's a BK tune. That's later. It's a Brain Bashers track. I can't think of it.
Looking good. Looking good.
That little percussive rhythm, that chicka, chicka,
Looking good.
it like blends with the kick and up until a moment ago, the bass line really well.
Looking good. Looking good.
it's just a classic track in my personal history in terms of like right when I started to play parties. Again, my sets at the time, they were basically a mix of hard trance, hard house, and acid trance. And indeed, if you listen to the... I didn't put the side 2 of Anger Management up yet, and part of that is because I recorded the set on my friend's mixer, and his mixer bled, which he didn't tell me. So there's a couple points on side 2, especially right at the beginning, where you can like hear me like cueing and sort of messing around with the other record, which you're not supposed to hear. Like it was all the way over. But yeah, at the time, like I didn't know that his mixer bled, so I never uploaded the second side. But if you do listen to the first side, it's the same thing. It's like it's a mixture, I would say, of hard house, hard trance, and acid. So yeah, it's very, I think, representative of the type of sets I was playing at parties during my like initial phase of playing parties. But yeah, like I said, I used this a number of times in sets back then to great effect. People were often very into it. I will say there's once or twice where I played sets where you could tell people were thinking like it was going to be a more floaty trance set, and they were like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? Not full like Marty McFly moment, Johnny Be Good, but there were a couple times, not this track so much. There's another track called Hoover Time. I remember playing that and seeing like half the dance floor was into it and the other half was like, what the fuck? But yeah, bottom line, I use this a lot, and I mentioned a couple of my friends who weren't even really into techno or trance or hard house or anything, they were like, this is pretty cool too. Same thing as I mentioned with the BK remix of 9 Bar. In any case, I will stop yammering. Do let me know what you think of the tune. I've got a couple more hard house reactions coming. I'm going to get back to some acid techno, some acid trance. I got more Pablo Gargano. I do want to do a couple like Stay Up Forever acid techno reactions because it's been a little while since I've done that flavor. But yeah, let me know what you think of the tune. I will see you next time. Peace.